Domestic violence, a grossly overlooked problem in the gay community, occurs at the same rate as in heterosexual unions. Yet, the abuse often goes unreported, as the systems designed to handle such matters are often oppressive and hostile towards gay men.
I'm here to see Dr. Joe. He's been under a lot of pressure lately. He comes home, and he's barely human. He's in such a bad mood. I could tell he had another miserable day. And I had put out the linen placemats and the candles we bought in Woodstock. I even made a salad with no tomatoes the way he likes it. I poured him a glass of wine. I told him that we were going to have pasta primavera to celebrate the start of spring. Looked at the wine. He didn't even take a sip. And he said,
"What is this?"
"It's Pinot Noir."
Who said you can serve red wine with pasta primavera?
And I know I should have kept my mouth shut, but I'd worked so hard. I wanted it to be perfect, you know.
Everybody says you can serve.
One thing led to another before I knew it.
Okay, so I don't want to hear it anymore.
Look, I know what you're thinking, but it's not like that, okay? Steve's just been under a lot of pressure lately, and
I hate you!
I didn't realize that.
So this is your fault?
Well, no, not exactly, but...
But Wayne, I told you this the last time. You're in danger, you have to leave him. This is not what a lover does. This is not what a soulmate does. Soulmates don't use one another as punching bags.
I love him, and he loves me.
Does he? This looks like love to you? What the hell am I listening to? Frank, thank you very much for being here. That segment I found very moving, and I'm seeing that in the office, domestic violence, and it appears to me that it's escalating. What are your thoughts on that?
The issues of domestic violence among gay men, it appears to be surprising, but not in my practice. I've been seeing it for many, many years. I think it has been coming to the forefront more because gay issues in general are coming to the forefront more. The statistics are thought to be anywhere between 20% and 50%.
That's unbelievable.
Of gay couples are
That is
experiencing.
unbelievable.
But it's important to understand that there are the very different types of abuse and violence.
Mm-hmm. And how would that compare to the straight world?
Well, the straight world is somewhere, I believe, around between 10 and 30%. Basically, it mirrors heterosexual domestic violence in that the perpetrator is trying to get his needs met, and he does it through power and through anger and through control. The differences, though, are that the services that are available for heterosexual couples and for women who are experiencing these issues are although limited, not nearly as limited as for the gay man.
Mm-hmm.
When a gay man seeks help, he has to come out to the people that he's seeking help from. He has to deal with the issues of the police and the courts and their opinions of their lifestyle.
The people usually are very open with me because I'm an openly gay doctor, and even then, I don't find out right away.
Right.
I have to delve into the situation and the history before I get something like this. What's going on in these people's heads or their hearts or whatever that you think?
Even in heterosexual couples, the victim is blamed. Simple questions are blaming, like why don't you leave, or how could you let this happen? Those are blaming questions. The question should be, why doesn't he stop? People stay in domestic violence situations because they're afraid. They're afraid that they won't find another lover. They're economically afraid. Where am I going to live? Who am I going to tell? How am I going to explain this to my loved one?
There's a big fear of loneliness among gay people for various reasons.
Absolutely.
It's a terror almost with some people. They'd rather stay where they are than be alone.
Sure.
So that can be a problem.
Also, oftentimes victims of domestic violence come from a domestic violence situation in younger life. So they view violence as a form of love and flattery.
Do you think this is getting worse now among gay people, or it's just something that was always there?
Well, I think in general, all mental illness is getting worse. People are getting sicker, and there's multiple complications for that. Primarily, it began in the '60s with drug abuse, and now what we're having is people having families, and they have been sick, and complications of the next generation being sick, and the next generation. So, I see a prevalence of mental illness across the board growing. So, not only domestic violence issues and substance abuse issues, but all kinds of other depression and anxiety.
And they could all be connected.
Sure.
That's the thing.
Absolutely.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a tough profession we choose.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your input, and it was very nice having you.
My pleasure being here. Thanks for asking me, Joe.
Okay.